So let me get this straight. Donald Trump says that he and Vladimir Putin could take, quote, significant steps to end Russia's war in Ukraine. And then Donald Trump goes ahead and threatens the European Union with tariffs during a press conference. Remember, here is what he said.
Well, you're asking me a question because I'm sure you didn't hear. Am I going to impose tariffs on the European Union? Do you want the truthful answer, or should I give you a political answer? Absolutely.
And folks, they are laughing at the United States right now in Russia. On Russian state TV, it is nonstop mocking the United States, calling the United States weak, referring to Donald Trump's cabinet picks as Russia's boys and girls. I want to show you what's going on in Russia right now. Before doing that, though, let me show you what Keith Kellogg, Donald Trump's special envoy to Ukraine, is saying. Again, no peace in Ukraine in 24 hours, as promised by Donald Trump. But Keith Kellogg says, I think we'll get there soon, maybe a few months, I don't know. Here's Donald Trump's special envoy to Ukraine. Let's play it.
As president.
But you've been around the block, General. I mean, do you think this is months? What do you think this is?
You know, I would like to say it's months, but it's not years. I'm talking about, I'd like to think that we could have something in the short term. What I mean by the short term, I've said this before on one of your programs, or one of the Fox programs. I'd like to see it get countdown from 100 days back and figure out where we're at, either ceasefire or permanent peace. And I think it's all in the art of the doable. But this is not going to be sort of like we saw in Afghanistan, which is 4 years. It's not a cottage industry. It's got to be something short term for both nations, but not only just for both nations. It's good for the United States. It's good for the world as well. If we can stop this fight, stop the killing, which has been horrific, and stop the destruction of the Ukrainian cities. Look.
Now let's just take a look again what's going on in Russia right now. This is Russian state TV. Putin directs the Russian state TV the way Donald Trump wants to do here in the United States. And we see all of Donald Trump's FCC threats against CBS and others. In this first clip, I want to show you, you have the people on Russian state TV, like their Sean Hannity, Jesse Waters, saying that Trump is begging for a phone call. It makes him look so weak, and Russia is treating it basically as a surrender. So as Donald Trump's trying to act all tough in Russia, they're like, Trump's basically already surrendered to us. Here, play this clip.
Замер в ожидании телефонного звонка Трампа Путину. Это, наверное, самый ожидаемый телефонный звонок за всю историю человечества. Но что он сам по себе уже свидетельствует, само это ожидание. Сейчас западные лидеры пытаются изобразить дело так, что вот на Путина оказывается давление, он вынужден пойти на переговоры. Это все спасение лица. Мы с вами, Ольга, знаем, что интернет помнит все. Россия никогда не отказывалась от переговоров. Она никогда не меняла свою переговорную позицию. Мы открыты, вот наши условия. А вот Запад как раз поставил перед собой задачу стратегическую разрушить Россию, свергнуть политический режим, добиться нашей полной политической изоляции. И вот ожидание переговоров, предложений, которые наперебой делают западные лидеры в отношении переговоров, свидетельствуют о том, что выбранная ими стратегия потерпела поражение. Переговоры начнутся в условиях стратегического поражения, который потерпел Запад в противостоянии с Россией. Цели ими не достигнуты. Они самим фактом начала переговоров вынуждены это признать.
All right, now in this next clip right here on Russian TV, they're basically saying that Trump owes his entire presidency to Russia and owes to Russia all of Ukraine's territory. Here, watch this.
Скажем так, внимательно за новым президентом США. Видим и отмечаем определенный правый разворот в Европе. Здесь как есть некоторые возможности для нас, так и совершенно очевидно мы просматриваем риски. Я лично, например, мягко говоря, не в восторге от риторики Дональда Трампа в наш адрес и от его познаний в области истории.
Александру Григорьевичу тоже Дональд Трамп не понравился, во всяком случае, его эксцентричное поведение.
По поводу хамства Трампа. Знаете, я отслеживаю его всю предвыборную кампанию, он уже стал президентом и так далее. Я и до этого говорил, что эта война станет фактором, да, внутренней политики Соединенных Штатов Америки. Я хочу задать один простой вопрос. Стал бы Трамп президентом, если бы Байден в украинском проекте был успешен? Условно говоря, если бы на момент президентских выборов российская армия не наступала бы, а отступала бы, был бы он президентом страны? И вообще, мог бы он с той риторикой, с которой он вышел на свою президентскую кампанию, вообще вести такую
То
кампанию?
есть он нам должен.
Конечно, должен, по гроб жизни должен. И мне кажется, ему пора это осознать, потому что...
Now, one of the things that they're also talking about on Russian TV as well is that with all of these plane crashes that are taking place in the United States, the horrific plane crash in Washington, D.C., the second plane crash that took place on Friday night as well. It was a smaller plane, and that Donald Trump is blaming it on DEI and gutting the FAA and gutting government agencies. They're just absolutely loving that in Russia right now. They're also liking that Donald Trump is saying that he's imposing tariffs on our allies, but not really our enemies. I mean, notice that 25% tariffs Canada, 25% tariffs Mexico, tariffs on the European Union. Donald Trump also goes, tariffs on the semiconductor industry in Taiwan. But when it comes to China, we'll only do like maybe 10% tariffs there. All the while you've got just look at this. Elon Musk dressing up as Wario or reposting this from, I think, SNL. And he goes, can you believe it? Trust me, this man is the head of Doge. And apparently Elon Musk is now sleeping or has been offered by Donald Trump to sleep in the Lincoln bedroom. Russia hasn't relented in their assault on Ukraine and their unlawful invasion. Russian missiles continue to strike the very center of Odessa. Destructions being reported across the city. No peace, as Donald Trump said. Prices aren't lower as a result of Donald Trump's tariffs with Mexico and Canada. About 63% of all of our vegetables come from Mexico. When we look at fruit and nuts, about 50% come there. If we take a look at our meat, that comes from Canada. This is Donald Trump's tariffs not going to have a good effect on the United States economy. In fact, we saw after Donald Trump's press secretary announced those tariffs, the stock market started to crash, especially in the automobile sector as well. And again, while all of this is going on, you've got Donald Trump making posts claiming that he released the water, that he was responsible for the rain. Actually, what did happen is that Donald Trump rerouted water to the Tulare lake bed, not Southern California, in an area that was already reeling from floods, pissing up local farmers, many of whom actually were supportive of and had voted for Donald Trump. So that's the state of things right now. This is all playing directly into the hands of Russia right now. And, Vladimir Putin also has been praising Donald Trump and saying, I must agree. I think that if Donald Trump was in office, we probably wouldn't have been in war with Ukraine. You mean your unlawful invasion of Ukraine, because Donald Trump would have handed the whole thing to you. So just want to give you the lay of the land of what's going on. You're probably not seeing those types of clips anywhere else. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe, and let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.